Hello there, and welcome to the start of another reading vlog adventure. I was recently kind of in a reading slump, a little bit of a book hangover after finishing the final Harry Potter book, and I was kind of a little bit just in a mood after that. So I picked up Children of Dune. It wasn't vibing with it. I got about 100 pages in, and I decided to kind of take a pause on it and come back later, maybe picking up the audiobook. But I also started An Anonymous Girl, which is kind of like a mystery thriller, and it's really interesting. But in this vlog, I will be continuing on with that, as well as this book that I've been waiting forever to kind of finally read. I wanted to get it in before the end of the year, and that is The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. I'm only about like 80 pages in or so, and I love it. I love all like just the Norse vibes and kind of just the little bit of the fjords and kind of Viking ships and the axes, and the fight scenes already are just outstanding. I love them. All the three different perspectives. Varg is really one that I like so far. He's pretty funny. Akra is really cool as well, and they're all so kind of unique, and they're all kind of looking for something, or they're kind of something is kind of holding them back. But so far it's been really interesting. I'm hoping to learn more about kind of these fallen gods and how they'll kind of come back, maybe, because I'm going into this blind. I've just heard great things about it. I already like kind of the concept of the Bloodsworn, the kind of mercenaries that go around hunting monsters. I don't know, that'd be a pretty cool little profession back in the day, going around killing monsters. That seems pretty cool. And just the group that kind of Varg has kind of found himself within. I liked how he kind of got into that group with the kind of fight that he had with the, the troll. I can't remember what his name was, but just that like little fight, and then him joining the Bloodsworn. I thought that was so cool. But with the Anonymous Girl, that has been kind of really interesting as well. Like Jessica, she kind of enrolls in the, but she enrolls in kind of this psychological experiment or kind of analysis with this mysterious kind of Dr. Shields to kind of earn some money. And along the way, like after she kind of does the initial kind of trials and testing, she starts to do more things for Dr. Shields, but Jessica is slowly starting to like see and change her life to kind of fit the tests. But this Dr. Shields is kind of it's slowly starting to show like what she's truly wanting with this kind of analysis and test with Jessica. And I'm starting to kind of piece it together, but it's got a very interesting writing style, as kind of Jessica's chapters are in first person, and then there's this other chapters with the Dr. Shields that is kind of in second person, and it adds like a whole nother level to kind of the mystery, and I'm really enjoying it. There's nothing really kind of else going on, like nothing high stakes. It's just kind of Jessica slowly starting to change her life and do things for this test that she has kind of no idea for, and then learning more about kind of why Dr. Shields is doing this. But it's been really interesting, and I'm liking it so far. I'll get a lot of it done today because today's Sunday, so I gotta get a lot of stuff around. I gotta do laundry and get ready for school to come back this Monday, because I only have like 2 or 3 weeks left of school, thankfully, and it's gonna be a busy couple weeks. So I'm gonna get all of that stuff around and just kind of relax the rest of the day. But I'll be listening to a lot of Anonymous Girl, and then later on today I'll pick up more of this book because I'm loving it. Good morning, my friends. Happy Monday. I had to close the blinds back there because I don't know if you can see right there, that's the sun, and it is extremely bright. I don't know what it is about Colorado's weather, but it's getting annoying because last week it was snowing, and now it's gonna be like 70 degrees. So I don't know what the deal is, but I'm ready for winter, and I'm kind of sick of just not having snow. So the fact that it's 70 degrees is kind of annoying. Even though that is like a nice weather, I do love the snow a ton more. So missing out on the snow has been kind of disappointing because it is December now, and we've had like 1 snowstorm. So disappointing, very disappointing. But yesterday was a very busy day. I ended up having an assignment due that night because a lot of the professors don't post the kind of modules for the week until that day. So it turns out because of the break, they moved that assignment to yesterday. So I had to scramble and get that together. as well as upload today's video, which was a TBR, and then I kind of just made dinner and just read some more. So I thought it's time to give a little bit of a reading check-in for two of these books that I've made quite a bit of progress through. As far as The Shadow of the Gods, I'm still loving it. Like, I love the writing style and just learning more about the perspectives and just their past. It feels pretty character driven right now, as it's kind of just explaining them, their perspective, and what's going on in their different parts of the world. And they're all like really unique, and I just love being with all of them in their kind of what they got going on. So that has been a joy. It honestly makes me want to go out and buy Assassin's Creed Valkyrie and start playing that, but I haven't finished Odyssey yet, so I need to do that before I buy Valkyrie. I think I'm about like 130 pages in, which isn't that far, but just compared to what I read yesterday, like, it's a ton. And I love learning more about kind of just this war between the gods and how it kind of caused the destruction of the world and kind of ended their reign, and how some of the tainted, the people now can kind of harness their abilities. I think that's so cool, and I'm hoping, and like they're hunted, so like it makes it so cool. Like, I hope one of the characters has like maybe some hidden powers or something. But it's hinted at like a ton of other things to come in the future, like maybe war, or maybe this dragon god kind of coming into play. But I'm hoping today I only have a couple assignments to get done and finish up, like start working on a couple final projects, and then I'll have a lot of time to just get back into it and read and relax, because these last couple weeks are going to be pretty stressful, so I need to kind of chill out. Yesterday I did listen to a ton of An Anonymous Girl, like that's my audiobook, and since I was doing all kinds of laundry and stuff, I just listened to a lot of it. And it has really started to get pretty good here towards the end. I'm almost done with it. I only have like a couple more, like maybe 10 or 15 chapters left. And it really started off slow. Like in the beginning, when it was kind of doing this kind of research project the doctor was doing, like it was kind of a bit of a slog, but then it slowly started to pick up as Jessica slowly started to kind of uncover more about like the doctor and her past subjects and just what this doctor has going on, but just uncovering more about like what the doctor really wants from this kind of study, and like what she wants from Jessica. And right now Jessica doesn't know who to trust, but it's been pretty high stakes because she's starting to piece things together that's like maybe be putting her in danger. And I'm very interested to, like, I honestly have no idea like who, like I kind of have a feeling, but I feel like that's too obvious. Like, if you've read this, you might know what I'm thinking of, but just like, I don't know, like I'm on the fence of like where to go, because that seems so obvious for it to be the person. So I'm expecting like a plot twist to be coming here pretty soon. But now I need to unfortunately go get those assignments done. Good morning, happy Tuesday. I just got back from class and I need to give it a little bit of a reading check-in because I'm going to finish An Anonymous Girl today. And I've also been making quite a bit of progress through The Shadow of the Gods, and I'm just continuing to love it. But I guess I'll start with The Shadow of the Gods first. I've just been loving kind of like this journey that all the characters are kind of going on, like Vard kind of earning his kind of respect from the other Bloodsworn and kind of earning his place in them, and just like the banter and the kind of little events that are going on between just the other kind of Bloodsworn and the mercenaries. I love it. I can't remember what his name is, like Savik or something like that, like the red-headed kind of Viking guy. He's absolutely funny. But then like Orca, like, oh, I feel so bad for her because of like what happened to like just her. I can't really like say much else without spoiling it, but just like the things that happened to her, and now like what she's doing is pretty badass. Like, she's going around kicking ass and taking names now, and I love how it's kind of like in the beginning of the book it kind of like hinted at her past, and now she's having to go back to kind of the ways of her past, and just like learning more about just like how she was kind of maybe involved in kind of like a war band or something like that to kind of give her the skills that she now has using. It's pretty cool. And then with Elvar, just kind of learning more about her with the Battle Grim, just another kind of war band mercenaries that go around kind of hunting down the Tainted. And now that she's kind of gone back home to Snakevik, I think is what it's called, and just meeting kind of her family that and kind of them offering her some new things. And I just love how each one of them is kind of trying to find something for themselves, and it's been really character driven, but I think now it's like starting to hint at kind of something deeper, and it's all kind of all the perspectives are starting to connect. So maybe we'll see them kind of interact with each other here pretty soon. I'm still hoping that one of them is kind of secretly like one of the tainted and has some powers, but I don't know, we'll see, because if you're tainted, you're either kind of sold into being a thrall or kind of killed. So it wouldn't be a very good outcome for them. But I should make a ton more progress today. I got to do a couple assignments, and then I'll just have the afternoon to read again. And then with the anonymous girl, like, I will finish it today, but I will feel disappointed if there is no plot twist, or if it does go this one way, then like I'll be disappointed, because then have predicted it. So I don't know, we'll see. Like, I do think that the kind of perspective of the therapist and it being second person, it really adds to like the atmosphere, because it feels like she's kind of watching you. Like the way the dialogue is kind of put out, it's kind of creepy. And I don't know, like here towards the end, as I've learned more about just like Dr. Shields, or just, I can't remember what her name is, Dr. Shields, I think, and just her kind of plot with, or just what she did to April, one of her past subjects, and just learning more about it. It's just really creepy, and I don't know where it will go. Like, I have a feeling, and I'll be disappointed if it goes that way. So I'm hoping that there'll be quite a plot twist or something come out of nowhere. But that is kind of my reading check, and I need to go get a couple different assignments, like I said, mentioned, and then I'll start kind of sending off applications finally for grad school and get that out of the way, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. But I will check in once I get farther into the Shadow of the Gods. So I finished An Anonymous Girl, and I was hoping that I wasn't going to be, but I was let down by the ending. I felt like with the kind of slow build that it was going for, like I thought that the ending was going to have like a giant plot twist, and then I was just going to be completely mind blown and something else was going to happen entirely. But I predicted it, and like, I don't know if that was kind of the point and the goal of the authors to kind of do, but I was kind of let down. Like, it felt like just so slow that it was kind of building up, and I was hoping, and then it didn't. So that is finished. I think I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. I did like kind of how they incorporated just like a different kind of writing style with the kind of first and second person. Like, I thought that was very interesting. Like the chapters, the perspective following kind of the therapist and the kind of Dr. Shields was very interesting and kind of creepy, because she would in the writing would say like kind of like you did this, and it was kind of like, it made me feel like I was being watched. So I did love that about that. So I don't know what I'll end up giving it. Maybe 3 stars. I think that's, I don't know. We'll debate that later. But now that is over, I think I'm going to start The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm buddy reading this with Hugo, and this is a reread for me. And I read this back when I was giving everything 5 stars, so I'm wondering if, now that I've kind of read quite a few more books, and I feel like I can give a better review on things, that it will receive the same 5 stars. I have a feeling that it will, because I did kind of love the aspect of just reliving, or not reliving, but just like immortality and kind of the consequence that Addie had to deal with because of choosing that pathway, and just kind of the romance that was involved with it. So I have a feeling that it will be 5 stars again. I didn't get much farther into the Shadow of the Gods, but I did read a little bit at lunch, and I just continue to love it. And I'm getting ready to go sit on the couch and read some more, because I got all my school stuff done, and now I can kind of relax. I think I'm gonna make some chili and kind of just relax for the rest of the day. I'm hoping here pretty soon that the Shadow of the Gods really kicks off, because I think I'm almost 200 pages in or so. Maybe I'm farther. I can't even remember. I'm just, my school's fried my brain, but I think here pretty soon it'll just kind of, they'll start to connect a little bit, and then it'll kind of unfold. So I'm looking forward to that. But I need to go get busy, or I guess not get busy, kind of relax. And dinner's done. We got some chili and some polenta croutons. Perfect winter meal. Good morning. I woke this morning to a beautiful sunrise, kind of sparking my day a little bit. I've been in a bit of a rut because of stress from school, so that kind of sparked a little bit of new life in me, and I'm thankful that it has come at the right time. But today is Wednesday. I've got a lot of school stuff to get around, a lot of kind of grad school things to finish up, and then I'll get to read some more today. I've got quite a bit, like I'm almost 300 pages in with The Shadow of the Gods, and I'm starting to kind of piece things together as a kind of perspectives. They kind of starting to connect the dots, and they're all kind of starting to uncover new things that are kind of, I'm feeling like, that are piecing them together. I can be completely wrong, and they're all just going on completely different tangents. But I just feel like with the children and everything going on, like it's kind of connecting the dots, maybe. I don't know, I could be just completely wrong, but I'm still loving the setting and learning more about just kind of like the monsters and just the lore and mythology of the gods and just everything about them. Like, I've just been enjoying just this kind of long journey, because it is a big book and it's adult fantasy, so I've been loving that. I was also debating whether to kind of pick up The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue or kind of The Vanishing Half, but I ended up picking up The Vanishing Half because my library loan ended up coming in, so I thought it would be perfect time. It was just perfect time to pick it up. And right now, I think I'm only about like chapter 2 listening to it, and it's just kind of been explaining the background of Desiree and Stella, these twins. They're both kind of white passing, and they both live in this kind of tight-knit community, and it's very, like, the people don't leave there usually. They kind of stay there for life, and Desiree and Stella kind of both leave and go on different paths, and it's kind of been explaining Desiree's past as she kind of moves away to DC and then finds kind of like a black husband, and then she has a child. And it's been sad to hear, like, just like she kind of was in an abusive relationship, and she kind of flees back to Mallard in the hopes of kind of escaping him with her daughter. But it's already been kind of having a lot of commentary, good commentary, that needs to be addressed every day. Kind of like the racism in class that they had to kind of go through, unfortunately, and they still, like, that is still going on today. So I think this is an important read, and I've been enjoying it so far, kind of just learning more about the twins and what happened to them and what is leading them back together. So I've been loving that, and I'll be looking forward to getting more into that. But now I need to go write some more papers and finish some projects, get working on that, and then hopefully just kind of chill and relax for the rest of the day. I feel like I only give you guys reading updates from like the 2 same spots, and that's either in front of my bookshelves out in the kind of other room, and then at my desk. That is the only 2 places that I use. I have been trying to search in my tiny little apartment for some other kind of spots to include, but I've yet to find any. Maybe in the future, maybe I'll find a hidden room somewhere in here. I have to mention what I just kind of have been reading in The Shadow of the Gods. Orca, she honestly scares me. Like, if I saw Orca kind of in the streets fighting, doing her thing, I would turn away and run. She's just completely like the coolest warrior I have ever encountered in books, and she almost reminds me of one of my sisters. Like, my sister, she can hold her own. A couple of guys and men quite a bit bigger than her have tried to kind of beat her up, and let's just say they didn't turn out very well out of the end. but I'm continuing to kind of just love to learn more about just all the different perspectives. But Varg and I can't remember what her name is, but I don't know. My memory is going. I'm aging, but all of them, they're all kind of on these different paths that I think maybe be connecting somehow in the end, but just like learning more about just like the lore of the war bands and war clans, the Bloodsworn. Everything is so cool. These old gods, I just really like it. And then I haven't been listening to much of The Vanishing Half, but I just like how Brit Bennett is kind of connecting like other characters and other kind of people that live in the small town and who have been affected by these twins' life into the story as well, giving their perspective on the twins, and it's just learning more about them as well as the town and everything. Like it's all piecing together like this early in. I'm really hoping to, I think now, kind of shift to kind of Stella's past and kind of why she left and why she's living the way she is. But it's continuing, like the writing has been outstanding and there's like commentary in it throughout, so it's just been a really great read and it's won some awards for a reason I can already start to see. But it is late tonight, so now I'm just gonna eat some leftover chili and then continue to read more of the Shadow of the Gods. So that is what the day has been, just a lot of school and unfortunately final projects. But hopefully tomorrow, I guess it won't be maybe any better because I just have class. So I guess we'll see what tomorrow brings. Good morning, my friends. Happy Thursday. I'm gonna eat some breakfast, go to my classes, and then I'm gonna give you a reading check-in for this because I'm nearing the end, and it has been a piece of art, the whole journey, and I'm excited for the ending. Here I am. I'm in a different spot than in front of my bookshelf or at my desk. I'm in front of this ugly green couch. But it is finally later this afternoon. It has been a long day of just classes, final projects, group projects, papers, everything. I did submit an application to a grad school, so that was kind of a highlight, getting that off my back. Now I have to do just a couple more, finish those up before deadlines. So I've only been doing a little bit of reading of this, kind of like when I've been eating lunch, and that's about it actually. But here towards the end, like all the different storylines are starting to kind of kick off and pick up speed. And I'm feeling like it's gonna end with a bang, kind of them all coming together. Not like all the characters like coming together, but like all the kind of dots connecting, and then something with the gods kind of happening, and just setting it up for the rest of the trilogy. I'm really excited for this ending. Like I just got done with the chapter with Varg, just completely going off and fighting. And that was truly epic. I love like all the fight scenes in this book. Like they've been just a blast, and they're so kind of descriptive. And I think John Gwynne actually does Viking reenactments, and you can really tell in his writing. And then with Elvar's chapter as well, the Battle Grim, they're always encountering like new monsters and things along the way on their kind of storyline. And then Orca trying to I guess I can't say anything else without spoiling, I guess. But just like Orca as well, during her storyline, they're all kind of going on their different paths, and they're all like action-packed and thrilling. And I just love how just the writing is just flowing here towards the end. I have less than 100 pages left, so maybe I might finish it tonight if I can stay awake tonight. I'm dead. But also kind of on my way to and fro from classes, I've been listening to The Vanishing Half, and it just continues to amaze me with just the writing and just the kind of everything going on with it. For some reason, like I only thought that this was covering Desiree and Stella, but it hasn't even kind of touched on Stella yet. But right now it's just kind of been focusing on Desiree and her coming back to the town and just everything happening afterwards, kind of looking for Stella, and no one knows what happened to Stella, and kind of Desiree and her daughter Jude kind of having to deal with everything going on in the town, sad. But it also is kind of expanding generations and kind of involving other characters as well. And that's what I really like about it, because I thought in the beginning, like if it was just going to be following these two sisters, like I thought it was going to be kind of not as good as what I was going to expected it to be. But now that it's including these other characters and other kind of perspectives of the sisters and the generations to come, like it is just making it like larger. I just like how it's just involving a ton more, and it's just been Like, it honestly needs to be a movie adaptation because I think it would be perfect in a movie. But now that the day is done, I'm going to read some more of this and then probably make a curry because it's what I've been feeling. So I'm gonna get busy trying to finish this. Good afternoon, my friends. Happy Friday. I just got out of one of my long classes. It's been a long day. I filmed a video this morning, my wrap up for November, and that went better than I thought it was gonna be. I always feel like I do a terrible job with wrap ups. I always feel like I forget a lot of things, and I've been debating whether doing recent reads kind of videos or not. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of just like the stress of school that I've just been forgetting so much, but I don't know. Let me know when you see that video. You'll probably, this will be, yeah, that video will be out by the time you see this vlog. But also, I finished this book, and let me tell you, this ending was absolutely crazy. I love just like the way that it wrapped up and everything kind of connected at the end. And I was wondering when this giant old dragon was gonna come into play, and when it did, I was blown away. I was waiting for it, and I loved it. That being said, the thing I hate about picking up new fantasy series is that I have to wait until the second book comes out. So, Mr. John Gwynne, you need to get busy and get this second book out because this was great. I think this is gonna be tough deciding between this and Empire the Vampire for my favorite book of the year. Like, fantasy-wise, like, I don't know, because I loved like the world and the setting, the Norse kind of incorporation. I really loved that. And then with the Empire the Vampire, I love kind of the morally gray character of Gabriel, the dark fantasy, all that. So it'll be tough. It'll be tough, that's for sure. But that is definitely like 5 stars. Like this was outstanding. I loved it, and I think it might actually win Goodreads kind of fantasy book of the year. We'll see. It ended up getting my vote because I loved it. But I've also been listening to more of The Vanishing Half, and now it's finally kind of getting to Stella's perspective and why she left and how she's living now. So it's been getting interesting with her. And the whole book has just been really good. It's been like, it touches on a lot of things that need to be covered. And I really still, like, I feel like I said this yesterday, but it would be a perfect kind of movie adaptation if it was, like, if the right director and the right kind of production company got with it. Because I think it would just be outstanding on the screen. But now that kind of school and everything is kind of wrapped up for the day, and I've finished a book, I'm kind of deciding what to pick up next. I'm thinking either Raybear, A Court of Mist and Fury, I think that's the second book, or Warbreaker, I am not sure, or Our Violent Ends. I've got a lot of books in my mind, and I haven't decided what I want to read next. It's going to be a mystery. And also, I've completely forgot about just how close like the holidays are. I haven't even put up my tree yet, so maybe I'll do that tomorrow after kind of my team meeting. So I think that's what I'll do tomorrow. But also, do you know what else I forgot? My birthday is in 2 weeks. I'll be turning 22. I completely forgot about my birthday because of how stressed school has been. So that's what's going on in my life right now. That is kind of my reading check-in. My final thoughts for this great book and where to go next, that is the mystery. Good morning, my friends. It is now Sunday, and I started another book. It is Raybear by Jordan E. Cueto. It was a tough decision, but I ended up picking this up, and it's been a couple days since I last checked in, so I'm gonna eat breakfast real quick, get a load of laundry going, and then I will give you a lot of thoughts about this because I'm already almost halfway through. Hello. Yesterday I didn't check in. It's Sunday. I think I mentioned that earlier, but school's final projects and everything is just completely exploded my mind. But it is now Sunday, so I got done with all my kind of laundry and stuff, and I realized that I haven't put up my tree yet, and the holidays are already pretty much here, so I think I'm gonna do that today. But I'm getting ready to eat lunch, and then I'll probably read some more of Raybear, work on assignment, and then I hope I can put up the tree and the half lights that I have. Hopefully they still work.
Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now. It's like they spell your name. It's insane. Now we're back here once again. Holidays and cheer. But now I got.
So me and Izzy, we got the tree up. Thankfully, she hasn't knocked it down yet, but I'm sure in the middle of the night she'll jump on it, and then my neighbors downstairs, they'll come up here and wake me up. But I also came on here to wrap up this vlog. This coming week is going to be just a blast. It's gonna be a fun time here as final projects come due. I'm gonna try and get everything done this week, so then I have my birthday week off, even though I still have to go to class and stuff like that. So I won't be doing any reading vlogs. I'll be just focusing on kind of school and wrapping everything up. But I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. But that is going to be all. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So if you did enjoy this, please consider liking and subscribing so you never miss out on another adventure. But it is time for Ellie to come on here and give you a little bit of a message. She first wishes you to have a splendid day, but she also says that adventure is out there. So I'll catch you next time. Bye.